Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to Thursday morning. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. It's October 10th. The month is flying by already. Christmas will be here before you know it, and that is even scarier. So what's going on, Hecubus?
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. I appreciate all of you listening. We've had, in the last couple of days, we've had quite a few people reaching out, saying that they're listening, loving what we're doing.
Absolutely.
And it's so cool. Corey is one of them. Corey, thank you for listening. If you're listening this morning, thank you again, brother, for listening. But just all kinds of folks listening in. And in fact,
yes.
Who was it that I was trying to remember? You told me yesterday. I know that I remember like the conversation, but not his name off the top of my head.
Grayson,
right?
Grayson,
yeah,
yes.
Grayson, yeah.
So thanks, buddy. Hope you're doing well. He also texted me again. He said, "I saw your post about the 22 suicides a day by veterans.
Yes,
22 a day." He said, "You need to contact my buddy Ranger Rick if you can. He does a 22 suicide awareness run every year. Rick's a Green Beret and does a lot for vets.
Oh, nice.
On Facebook, it's Enrique Roberto Murillo. So
yeah, we'll check it out.
Definitely look him up, brother."
Yeah, but it's just been awesome since we, I I was talking to somebody yesterday, a friend of mine from back in Washington, and they were asking me how things were going and and we were talking about the station, and I was laughing with them because they're a restaurant owner.
Yeah.
And we talked about how, restaurants and hotels typically have, what they call soft openings where they kind of roll out, they have like limited hours and just kind of, they're testing things out, kind of testing the waters, making sure things are okay before they do a full rollout, because they don't want to just open the doors and then people are like, oh, it sucks because the service and this and that and the other.
Yeah.
Because they're just trying to figure things out still. And I told them, I said, that's kind of what we were expecting, is like a soft rollout of, we're going to do this thing. It's just going to be our show. Yeah, it'll be a radio station, but it'll be our show. And we'll kind of, get things going. And it's been like the floodgates open.
Yes.
Ever since we started.
Yes. Well,
it's been crazy. It's been absolutely crazy. I
hold it 100% credible to you, for one, your personality.
No, we can't do 100%. Wow. No. 50. I'll take 50.
What about 90-10? So I'll take 10%.
No, I can't.
But it's your personality.
Go ahead.
It's your personality. It's your dedication to it. It's your content that you can bring. It's your motivation. And, dude, when people talk to you, they absolutely love you. And I know there's some rumors spreading around. Furthest from the truth, dude. Furthest from the truth. You got
Thanks, brother.
You got it going on. And all of our sponsors know that. All of our listeners know that. They know the truth.
True.
They know the truth.
No, it has been amazing just having that ability to reach out to the same people, but then also we're pulling in new people.
Yes.
That are telling us, they're not just saying, hey, I'm listening, but they're saying, like Grace, I think you said, what can we do? There's folks like Grayson saying, you knocked it out of the park, like I'm gonna be listening every day now. All those different aspects that I wasn't expecting, especially not this early.
Yeah.
On.
Yeah, I mean, this is day 8.
Yeah.
This for you and I, this is our 8th show. And guys, I have every single one of them uploaded to the platforms. We should have everything available on Apple pretty soon. I mean, you think
yeah. Guys, just go to Spotify.
Yeah, that's the easiest thing to do right now. Russ,
we're going to talk about customer service today.
Russ has been diligently, trying to contact Apple podcast. But once it gets established, it's like established.
Yeah.
Like it's smooth running. It's just getting everything set up. But we are on all the other platforms.
Yeah, the easiest way to do it right now is to go to bootsongroundradio.com and you
click
go to
live.
the shows and you can do the live listen, or you can go to the shows tab at the top and it'll give you all of our shows. All of them are listed there. You can follow them along there on pod.co, the main platform that we host, as well as Spotify is for sure on there right now. So
and
we're still getting things going.
And we need to actually...
And YouTube.
Yeah. And we need to create like a link tree or something that has like a list of all the shows that takes you to how you can listen to them. So
yeah, and all the socials and everything. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
And the app. We were hoping that we still got a couple of days before Equip Expo that the app is live and up. They said anywhere from 7 to 10 days,
something like that. Yeah,
first broadcast.
We'll see.
So.
Hopefully, it's not an Apple 7 to 10 days.
Yeah, true. And that way you can just download, the Bogger. We call it Bogger Boots on Ground Radio app. And listen live stream for there, but we'll be broadcasting GIE, or I will always call it GIE.
Yeah,
Be broadcasting live at Equip Expo from the Geo Ripper booth. It's good. It's going to be good to see JJ again.
Yeah, he and I were talking last night a bit about stuff, and he wants to help with things as well, and Geo Ripper as well. I mean, Geo Ripper's already helping. They stepped up. Like right off the bat when I talked to JJ and he asked me what was going on as far as the new station, and I explained some stuff, and he stepped right up and said, "Hey, do you guys need space in our booth?" And then Deborah, the marketing manager for Geo Ripper, Mini Trencher, because they have multiple products now. So I'm trying to focus on it used to be just Geo Ripper. So as far as the product, but they have Cybor as well. So,
Cybor,
But Mini Trencher, if you're going to the show, Mini Trencher is the booth to look for. They have an indoor booth, which is in the 2000s. But then their outdoor booth is 6106. It's one of the first booths. It's 6106D, if I remember correctly. But it's one of the first booths right outside. They've had the same booth outside for 10 years or 8 years, as it were. But so when you go outside, it's kind of right there when you cross the street. It's one of the first ones within the fenced area there, But then the indoor booth is pretty close to the front as well. They've shifted booths a couple of times inside from where they used to be, and now they're pretty close to the entrance of the show. So make sure to check it out. But when you do the search, if you get the app, get the app and stuff for Equip, because it's the easiest way to navigate that show. Because you can search for vendors. You can search for vendors on that. But if you search for them, and if you're looking for us, especially go to Mini Trencher is what you're going to search for. Because if you search for Geo Ripper or Cybor, you're not going to find it. And I actually just uploaded an interview that I had with JJ.
Yep.
Just yesterday. So make sure to listen into that one for more details about Geo Ripper, Cybor, all those things. So, and it was a late night interview, so it was pretty funny. JJ and I have known each other for a long time. We've been on stage together, literally doing theater and stuff, different shows.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yep. Because he lives there close to where you did, and high in the Cascade Mountains.
Yeah, he was about 45 minutes from me, give or take. Okay. He was over in Vancouver, Vancouver, Washington, the original Vancouver.
Sweet.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I wanted to give them a shout out because it's their support has been amazing. Last minute, within a couple of weeks of Equip, and they're offering us booth space and asking us what we need as far as table chairs, that kind of thing. So I appreciate them.
Well, and I honestly think, we've created this station 2 weeks exactly prior to Equip Expo. There's no telling where we're going to be next year. Our own booth, our own
something.
It's with the support and generosity, from everybody. It's just amazing, guys, and it proves to us anyway, that kindness goes a long way. The respect that we have for our listeners, the respect for our vendors and sponsors, that's all it takes. Yeah. Is your personality, and like I said, dude, when people meet you, Hackibus, they absolutely love you. I'd like to kind of think maybe they like me a little bit too.
They love you too, man.
It's I just want it. I can't even.
He's trying to navigate the app.
I'm trying to log in because I know that I have.
Corey, speaking of Corey, thanks for listening, Corey. Said future mayors of Equip Expo. Thanks, Corey. Appreciate you, brother.
Is Corey going to Expo?
I want to say he said he's not this year, but Corey, let us know. But because I was thinking that he was not. I know he was looking at going to the Synced event there in Atlanta, which we're going to be a part of. But I don't think he's going to be at Equip.
Okay.
We'll find out momentarily. And by the way, also for all those listening, if you want to, on our website on bootsongroundradio.com, we do have a subscription thing to be able to subscribe to what will be our newsletter coming up. We're going to do like a monthly newsletter type thing, but we have that, and we also have a contact us. So if you have specific topics you want to talk about, or you want to be on the show, or any of those type of things, you can use that to get a hold of us. But also my cell phone number, 360-839-5539. 360-839-5539. I'll try and remember to repeat that a couple times during the show, but you can text into the show and all that kind of stuff. And also on the subscription thing or the contact us thing, it asks for your email address and everything, so we can obviously contact you. We're not selling that. We're not giving that to anybody. I just want to let you know we're not going to spam you with offers.
No, it's just strictly
get 10% off for this. That's not going to happen. It's literally a way for us to connect with you. That's all it is. So I just want you guys to be aware of that, because I know some of you, including Corey, has already subscribed. So I just want to make a point of that. Like we will not do anything with your info. In fact, it's part of our privacy, our online privacy statement thing. I don't. Some of the crazy things of starting an internet radio station and stuff and all that is that I had to buy like the way the world works. I had to buy, quote unquote, buy a temporary, like a 7-day trial of a website that helped me fill out the privacy statement, like all legal wise and stuff, in order to then upload it to the station, in order to then be able to go live, because there's certain parameters that you have to fill
meet
on the thing. And so I had to pay like whatever it was, $5 to do this document, and then turn around and cancel the subscription. Because after the 7 days, it was like $35 a month, and all I needed was that one document.
That one thing. We've all done that, man.
It was just funny, because I'm just like, why? Like, just tell me, like, hey, here's the way to purchase it for $2 or whatever. Yep. Like, don't make me go through all this rigmarole of setting up something.
Yeah, just let me buy that one document.
Yeah. Like, give me the option of, do you want to subscribe or just buy the document?
Buy the document.
Like something. But yeah, that was interesting. So there's a whole big legalese. It's like 7 pages long. I had to set up a whole new landing page for it just to have it
on there.
Dude. But part of it was like talking about how we do not sell or whatever, lease out people's names.
You know what's I'm sitting here looking at the schedule in Kentucky when the actual trade show floor opens. Leaving Tuesday, but damn, it's an 8-hour drive for us. Like, so it's it takes some time to get up there, and then there's the Jobber event that I would like to try to go to.
Is that Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Oh, it is Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just I think it's like from 4 to 8.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of to mingle. I know Fullerton will be there. Mitch Gordy puts it on. He's the host with Jobber.
Gordy. Yeah.
So so Brian will be there. All the influencers, they pop in, say, hey, what's up? I don't know.
All the influencers, including Eric.
I'm not an influencer. I'm an educator. Not influencing,
Corey,
educating.
Corey said he will not be at Equip, but he will be at Synced.
Okay.
So we will see you at Synced, Corey.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to meeting you for the first time, Corey, like in person, because I haven't actually met you.
Yeah, I know.
Face to face. So that'll be cool. We'll have to make sure that we have some swag. For Corey.
Speaking of swag,
as they call it.
Robin was texting me last night. I've got her in my phone, just shirt lady.
Oh, gotcha, Robin. Okay, yeah. Robin.
So let's see.
We got some stuff on there.
There's the back.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we were able to get okay, cool.
Yep. So our T-shirts that we got says Boots on Ground Radio, the contractor and service industry platform for success, and then it's got bootsongroundradio.com, and then left chest. So we got
nice. Okay.
Got some good stuff, and that'll actually be what's on the hat as well. So.
Oh right, yeah. I forgot. I keep forgetting about the hat too. Good Lord, we got so many things happening.
It's been a crazy day. Oh, and I don't know if I should just tell you this on the air, but
Oh, geez. What happened?
No.
You were at the fair last night. I don't even know. Did you meet a carny?
No, that's not meet a carny. Oh my gosh.
They shared a corn dog on the Ferris
We used-
wheel. I don't even know what this fair is. Like, I don't even.
Dude, that
Size of
was an issue like in high school. Like,
What, people meeting carnies?
yes. Like you'd be talking to like, you know, you're a 12th grader and you're talking to an 11th grader or 12th grader, same age, you know, same grade as you, and you think, oh, okay, you know, we got homecoming coming up at high school and stuff, and then you see her in the cafeteria the next day. Sorry, I met a guy that works at the fair last night. You're dating a carny.
You know, I think you were bullshitting me, except, I mean, like, and I don't want to disparage North Carolina because I just moved here, but
It is North Carolina,
but like, I
buddy.
never had that issue at our fair in the Northwest. There was never an issue of people
That's,
with the carny. And I don't know that the Iowa State Fair is one of the largest. I think it's third largest in the country.
Well, we have
that
the-
happens, but
we have the Carolina State Fair too, north down there.
oh, is that different than this one that's happening
yeah,
now?
this was the Carolina Classic.
Of course it was.
Used to be the Dixie Classic.
So
but
so
they
it's
just
a
changed it.
what's a runner up to the new one, or the
I would
when
say-
does the other one happen?
They like leave from Winston-Salem and go immediately to Raleigh. So whatever the travel time. and
Oh, okay.
setup
So it's the
time-
same. It's the same fair, just different location, or is it
Yeah,
bigger?
it's a lot
you're
bigger. It's
Oh,
a lot
okay.
bigger. State
okay.
Fair is a lot bigger, especially when it comes to the agricultural events. You know, people, you know, bringing their cows. For
Oh, sure. Yeah,
shows.
the ag part. But as far as like the ride part, do they add more to
Well,
it?
it's
or?
James E. Straight's show is pretty much all the rides,
Gotcha.
and they go to all the fairs in the
Oh,
country.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Most of them travel around to all
On the
different areas.
trains,
Yeah.
they kind of follow train tracks and stuff. So the fair closes Sunday night, this coming Sunday night, and then they will tear down. Like they will be,
Yeah.
like Monday morning.
I was going to say they'll be in Raleigh like that
Monday
next morning.
Yeah,
Like,
like there's nothing. You'll be like, was the fair was here last night? How in the world? But see, they put out like an advertisement, and they get like all kinds of locals to help. You know, they pay. You know, I don't know. I just remember back in the day they'd pay like $15 an hour, and you know, in the
Sure.
90s that was, you know, it was good money and shit.
yeah, and you're working a graveyard shift to.
Yeah, just to tear stuff down.
Yeah.
And even the trash is picked up. Like it's weird how fast that show moves out. It's kind of like Equip Expo.
No, it's true. Yeah, yeah.
Like-
Equip is.
On point.
If you, well, I mean, I was going to say if those listening have never been there for no one's been there for teardown unless you've been a vendor because you're not allowed in the area. But they don't mess around. Like you're not allowed in the aisles because that carpet that they put down it's not like it stays there.
yeah.
It's just an open bay of concrete that
Yep.
you know that area, and so they
20 plus acres. Under
they
roof.
roll that stuff up. They just have the double-sided tape on it, basically to hold it in place. So they roll that shit up lickety split, and then they start bringing in the forklifts, and all you hear for the next 6-7 hours is beep beep.
Yeah.
They're pulling it out. I mean, everybody's and it's. I mean, the vendors are the same way because they want to get. They've been
wanna
there for
get the
3-4 days. They
Yeah.
you know they
Well,
want to get
they're-
home.
Well, a lot of the vendors will fly in or, you know, get there, drive in. You know, they might fly their crew in, but then they've got a tractor and trailer. And I just, you know, think about like Kubota, Deere, Husqvarna, Steel, these huge booths, you know. And again, guys, we're not talking like a table with a with a tablecloth on it. When we say booth, we're meaning some of them have acres. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, yeah, it's their booth is bigger than some of the properties you mow. Like, because when they bring in every single skid steer that they have, every excavator, every mower, like it's just huge. And you hear people pay like, well, they pay $200,000 for this space for like 3 days and stuff. Like, how much money is spent at Equipment Expo?
Oh, it's insane. I mean, it's just because even just without you when you talk about the logistics of it, just moving because I
You've done it.
I was the marketing manager for GeoRipper for a few years, and that was part of my job was taking
To
care of
line
the
up.
logistics of Equip Expo and all the other shows that we were at. But Equip Expo was the biggest, obviously, is the biggest, and it was pretty crazy knowing like what we spent to make it happen, and then seeing these where we had 3, 4, 5 personnel, going, and then you see like there's 20 or 30 at John Deere or Stihl, Husqvarna, and actually more than that probably, because you've got the outdoor booth as well.
Yeah. So they've got 60
that
people.
They're out, and they're all that travel, and a lot of them, depending on the area, like Husqvarna, obviously they're southeast based, so it's a little bit easier, for them to get there, but still, you got all those hotel rooms, you got all the meals, you got all the, just to have staff standing there in the booth is a massive expense, let alone you've got the booth space, and then you've got the getting the equipment there, and just it's.
So you're looking at companies spending $1 million plus.
Some of them I wouldn't doubt it, especially with all the promotional going into Equip.
Yeah.
Where they're advertising they're going to be there and everything. I mean, it's $250,000, $500,000 is easily.
Well, that's a lot of that's the floor space.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the smaller booths I know are around $40,000.
Well, and it depends on where the booth is, too,
where you're located.
For major point. I said, GeoRipper has moved, or Mini Trencher, as it were, has moved a few times from where we used to be, and then now they're closer up front, because they actually have a waiting list of, I don't know how big it is now, but it used to be. I mean, you're talking dozens, if not triple figure, vendors waiting to get in.
Yeah,
and so they wait there and they're on the list, and then a spot opens up and they kind of like that,
auction it off.
They get into that spot, and then the next spot, and it shifts around a little bit. But I mean, there's like the outdoor booth I was mentioning. GeoRipper's been in the same outdoor booth for 8 years now.
Yeah,
because it's an automatic. They basically the day after GIE ends,
they're staying and renewing.
You're getting an email saying like, "Hey, would you like to renew for next year?"
Yeah,
So, and of course, pretty much everybody renews. Other than there's that small. I don't know what the percentage is, but maybe, I don't know, I'm guessing 5%. I mean, there's not many, but that small percentage that kind of shifts around because they're first timers and they get there and they're like, okay, yeah, it was good, but we won't be able to make it next year. So someone else moves into that spot. But all of the OGs, so to speak, like they're same spot, same everywhere. Yeah. Guys know, like I go up this way and turn right and there's the booth, so.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
It is. Well, and not changing the subject, I'm still on the subject. We were at the fair last night, and Riddle Farm Equipment was there, and Kubotas were. We got the Kubota skid steer from Sync Farm Equipment, which I love them both to death. I mean, great families, and they're both Kubota dealers. Sync has the construction product line as well as the ag line, and Riddle only has the agricultural line. The Kubota's not going to let them have the skid steers or excavators, just because of proximity.
I was just going to, it doesn't make sense for them to split
the area. Yeah, but I saw James Bottom, sales manager there for Riddle Farm, stood there and talked to him and said, "Hey man, you going to Equip Expo next week?" He said, I was going, but he said I can't, and he couldn't because of he had a doctor's appointment that he couldn't miss. But the rest of the guys were going, and I said, "Man, they stayed at the Galt House last year," and he said, "Man, we tried getting a room at the Galt House, but they was booked." I was like, "Dude, you have to book your hotel."
Oh yeah.
Like the week we get back, I'm gonna be going ahead and saying, "Hey, Galt House, can I go ahead and make it?" As soon as they release the dates, and I don't know if Expo they'll automatically have a poster up everywhere saying Equip Expo.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Yeah.
So sometimes it's a couple weeks after the show, or they may be advertising it during the show. But go ahead and we know it's going to be a Tuesday through a Friday.
Yeah. Well, and they, I mean, they already have. I want to say through 2029.
Already.
But yeah.
Okay.
Because, I mean, they're like anybody. Like, we talk about, getting a hotel room. They need that Kentucky Exposition Center space.
True.
So, because they take the entire thing. And they're constantly expanding it out, too. I mean, they're not even using the entire space yet.
That's true.
So, but they're doing the same thing from the standpoint of, having run a conference center. We used to book out. We would book out trade groups like that where they took up most of the space 3 to 4 and 5 years out, where that was part of the contract. They would get a discount
if they
multi-year contract. Yeah.
Yeah. And dude, I was thinking, like you said, they don't even use the entire space.
No, they use maybe half, I'm guessing. Because as far as the indoor area, because there's that whole other section.
Yeah. That's
that isn't used yet. You know, and I mean they've been in the whatever it's been 2017, I think. I think. Well, I want to say 2017 was the first time I went to Expo. I think so. It's been 7 years, and I've missed a couple of years, but in the time that I've been, you know, from booking booth space and everything to now going to the show, and well, I guess back to booth space and also the same booth, but the amount of growth that show has seen just over the last few years that I've been there is just incredible.
Yeah. Well, dude, the only way I can describe it is like standing on the beach, you know, and you see the horizon, you know, that's as far as the eye can see. That's what it is with equipment. So it's just a little bit crazy. Sorry, Hecky just had a phone call. The guys are out working. They started work this morning, 6:30. Just because of some trees that we're having to take down in a parking lot that we couldn't do it with the traffic. So he is taking care of that. But like I said, guys, when you're at Expo, it is as far as the eye can see when you're on the trade show floor. You look in any direction, north, south, east, west. You do that whole circle turning around. It's nothing but equipment as far as you can see. Like the distance is like the horizon. And so it's very intense, very intimidating, to be honest with you. So the first time me and Dad went, we were just shocked at how big the place was and how many vendors were there. We couldn't see everything that we wanted to see. There's just no way. That's why you need to download the app, Equip Expo app. You need to plan the booths that you do want to see. And kind of streamline it. And you need to dedicate, you know, a certain amount of time to each booth. You don't need to go and spend, you know, 100 minutes there, you know, an hour and a half at one booth if you're trying to see all of these booths that are there. And the good thing about it is I see people that I hadn't seen since last year. So it is a good point. But, you know, we're taking the guys up. Not all of them, but they're going to go up. So we're a couple of them's going to be sleeping on the floor because we just got a hotel room there at the Galt House. There's just we're going to be living like we were in the barracks per se. But anyway, I feel lost without my co-host, but he is taking care of a situation. I hope it's a good situation. But I can't thank Russ enough for everything that he's done, not only with the station here, but what he's done with the landscape business. He's freed my time up and actually run that. And when I say freed my time up, it's like it's not that I have all this free time now. It's actually just allowing me to be able to breathe. Because here now, we've actually put Turf Teacher Inc. on the back burner, and I've got to get that finished up. I've got to get the classes ready to roll as soon as we get back from Expo. I wanted them 100% done before we headed out, but running Elite and getting all that stuff done has just made it a little bit impossible. But, again, thanks to Russ and everything that he has done for me here, that he's done for the family, has been outstanding. So I couldn't do it without him. It's amazing what you can do when you do have somebody in a leadership position. So he's outstanding. So I'm glad he was kind of let go from his last job. Aren't you?
Okay, I'm back. Staff things, guys. Staff things. I had the guys call.
Was that a bad thing, or was it a?
I mean, yes and no. It's all good. Like it wasn't. It was just an issue that had to be. It was more of an issue of letting me know what was going on, but it had already been solved. Let's put it that way. So.
Okay. What was going on?
Everything's good. Everything's good. It was a gas can that was not the gas that was expected. Like assumed it was two-stroke, not two-stroke.
Did it destroy the saw?
No.
Okay.
It was noticed before that happened.
It was
yeah.
used. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Did everybody show up?
No, it was no.
That's what
I'll fill you in on that later.
The parking lot was a little empty.
Well, no, there was 3 out of the 4.
Okay.
Showed
so
up,
just
so-
missing one.
Yeah. So actually, well, you know what? Let's dive into this one real quick. So staffing, guys. It's funny because starting a radio station, I have never wanted to own my own business. I've never had that drive. I like to manage people. It's my thing. Like as you know, I manage people. I do it well. I'm a good manager. I like that. I don't.
He's a first sergeant, y'all.
I don't want to deal with the other stuff. I just want to come in, know the day's thing, and figure things out and make things happen. All that kind of stuff, like problem solve, whatever. And it's not because I don't have a drive to be a business owner. I don't know. It's never been my thing, as far as the entrepreneur part of it. That being said, starting this radio station, I'm like, shit, wait, does that make me like a business owner?
You are, brother.
Because it's technically it's a business and things, and I was like, damn, but in the day to day, I've talked a lot about business in my other shows that I've had. I've talked a lot about, especially when I was doing the morning show, talked a lot about different business stuff, but also mainly from the management aspect of training employees, getting them online. I still talk with guys all the time who send me messages saying, hey, can you help me with, I got some new hires I need to do, or I need some training, or, interviews, all those different things that are going through. And
speaking of, did you speak to Riley last night?
Yes.
Remember we was talking about
yes. Sorry, I didn't know if you were talking about something other than what we talked about before. Yeah, no. Everything's all good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's all good. But there's, that being said, I want people to understand, like, I still deal with all the same struggles you guys deal with. It's not like everything runs perfectly and everything is fine. I got a text message when I woke up this morning. The first thing I do every morning is check my work phone, because I have my personal cell and then my work cell. First thing I do every morning is not even before I really wake up, but like I'll roll over at whatever it is, 5 a.m. and I'm like, okay, better check the work. Check. And this morning I had a text message from an employee at about 5:30 saying, because we had an early start day today. Normally we start at 8. I asked the guys if they could come in at 6 this morning so that we could start on some trees at a shopping center, because there's obviously a lot of traffic and things, and there's a few trees where we're like, okay, we got to come in early to be able to get these out of the way. And everyone was like, yeah, no, we can make this happen. Like, we're on board with it. I was like, okay, great, awesome. Like, show up at 6, grab the stuff you need to grab, you know what to grab, and then head over there. I'll meet you guys over there after I get done with the show. And so this morning I had a text message around about 5:30 was the timestamp on it, saying, well, 6 a.m. isn't going to happen because I washed all my clothes for work, but I forgot to put them in the dryer. Now, so there's a couple of things. Let's dive into that one. There's a couple of layers to that one. First and foremost is all of my clothes for work. But it's, today's Thursday, right? Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah.
So I always make sure I have enough clothes for the week. And I get it. Like, if you don't, then, you have to wash clothes. But
yeah.
But if I'm washing all of my clothes for work, which means I have nothing, like, I make sure that I take care of that. And then the second part of it was I was so focused on making sure I got to sleep on time, because it was an early day, that I forgot to put them in the dryer. There's not a big difference between 6 and 8 to me.
Yeah, no.
That's
well, especially
that's not a huge one. I mean, like, I get up before then anyway. And I have things to do. Like this morning, I was taking care of the kids this morning because Liz goes.
Didn't you say you stayed up till like almost 3?
Yeah, well, that was last night or night before. Last night I stayed up until about 2.
Gotcha.
But I was up at about 5:30. But Liz goes to the gym / swimming pool like 3 or 4 days a week, before I have to go to work. And so I'm used to the kids typically wake up and then
you hanging out with them. And
so all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the caveat to this whole thing, the funny part of this is that because it's an iPhone, because my regular phone is an Android because I'm smart. But the work the work phone is an Apple.
I only use the iPhone.
The funny part about the Apple is that it tells you everything the person's doing. It shows you that they're texting back. It shows you that they've seen a message that's delivered and read. The Android doesn't do that.
Yeah.
You have no idea whether someone's seen a text message. It also shows that you put your phone on Do Not Disturb mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the message was sent at like 5:30 saying, "Hey, there's no way I can make it at 6. My clothes aren't dry." And then immediately after, the phone went to Do Not Disturb mode, which means to me, like, person got up, realized they didn't have dry clothes, went back to bed and turned it off, and like no notifications, like Do Not Disturb.
Was the clothes put in the dryer?
That's right, because I'm like, it only takes like 30 minutes to dry a pair of jeans and a shirt. You know, like you put in just the one thing, and you're pretty much good to go, which means you could still be there half an hour late. You know, like you could be there by 6:30 if you're rushing. You know what I'm saying?
And we've had issues like that in the past, and I went to a uniform service, and the guys hated it. So it's like,
oh yeah.
So it's kind of up to you.
Like, but that's the thing. I mean, it's you're a big boy. You're an adult. Like, take care of the things you need to take care of, rather than wait until late at night to wash clothes and then forget about, switching them over and things like that. And I mean, I get it. Things happen. But the weird part to me was the funniest part to me was that wake up, realize what happened, phone on Do Not Disturb, which means went back to bed, as opposed to figured out a solution of like, not going to be there exactly at 6, but we'll be here at this time.
Yeah.
Then it became just like just be there at the regular time. That was the part that
well, and
you got to make things work if you want the hours, if you want the dedication, you want to, be able to have that responsibility going forward in the business and everything else like that. You got to make things work.
Yeah. Well, it's just like Equip Expo. Are these guys going to like you waking them up?
Probably not, because it's not going to be a slow wake. I'm not going to be shaking someone's toe, being like, "Hey, buddy,
it's time to get up." That's what I do with the dogs.
Breakfast is almost ready. Hurry up and get
Here's your Pop-Tart milk. It's going to be like, rip the covers off. I got a bullhorn.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
The truck is leaving in 5.
Especially since they're getting paid.
Yes. Like, I mean,
for this week. Like that's a special thing that Eric has done for this that doesn't happen a lot. Like it, usually it's like a vacation time type of thing where there's like, hey, if you want to go, like you can go, but you're not going to get paid for it. Whereas Eric is paying these guys to go.
And I'm trying to motivate. What I'm trying to
and
do
get that motivation,
is to breathe a little bit of life into them, because as soon as we get back from Expo, the Christmas lights is full swing, hardcore.
Yeah,
and we go from having a great late summer, early fall to Equip Expo to having a great winter with all the Christmas stuff coming up. So I'm just, guys, this is like your treat. Let's rock and roll. Let's make it happen. So, and I'm doing, mainly for Ethan and Caleb, because, they've been with me. Caleb's been here, I mean, probably going on close to 6 years now. He's like in year 5. So year 6 is coming up pretty soon. And I feel like I need to it's like a pep rally. Yeah, and that's what it is. And it's 3 days, so they're going to work Monday and, possibly Friday, and we'll get back or something. So, or definitely Saturday to make things happen.
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah.
But I'm just, trying to do a little something for them, because if not, the other alternative was to have been shut it down. And when you came on board, like everything just started clicking. And it's just like last night, Ethan was asking, me, and I'm like, yeah, you're going to have to ask Russ. And Russ is running the show. I'm like, and that felt good, because what that also did is it's allowing me and Ethan to have that uncle-nephew relationship.
Oh yeah, totally.
And so, because you're taking the pressure off of me of saying, hey man, you got to do this. Like, come on, you were late. Yeah,
it takes you off the boss side of things.
And so, which I like, and I don't know. It's just good seeing you getting the guys out the door and stuff like that. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like we're moving in a great direction.
Yeah. It's been a short period of time, but I feel like things are starting to kind of come together, and the guys are understanding things a little bit better. They're taking instead of me like having a clipboard with a bunch of stuff every morning, I'm going out there and the guys are like, okay, so we're doing this and this today.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. And also this one, if you can fit it in there. And they also understand though that I'm new to the properties. I'm new to the different clients. And so like, I'll say something.
And the nicknames of the
right.
clients. That's like, you're like, what?
Yeah. Like, I don't have white fence on my list. I have this last name. Like, I don't understand.
Dude,
Brookberry, what the hell is that?
and Rock Wall. Like, my dad termed that one property Rock Wall. I kept saying, Dad, who is Rock Wall? And I'd have to go back in Jobber and like look.
Yeah.
I'm and they actually took over their own maintenance. It's a doctor that wanted to push Mo's lawn, and I get that. It's a little break for him on Saturday mornings.
Sure.
He's got like 10 kids, so he probably needed to get out of the house.
Yeah, no kidding. That's why you got a push mower instead of a regular one. He wants as long as possible.
All day, sweetie. I got to mow the lawn. But yeah, just knowing the nicknames and stuff like that.
Well, and they'll come. They'll say, hey, when we were talking about plugging and seeding, yesterday, and a couple of properties that we were doing, and I said, okay, this is what we're doing. And I said, well, we're going to need a walk behind for
so and so
for this property, because we can't fit the tractor behind there. I said, oh, I thought we could, because we take Hill Legas.
Oh yeah.
Can't get because I was like, well, we get the walk behind. I mean, the zero turns through there, and they're like, well, yeah, just barely though. I was like, oh, okay. I thought there was another gate basically down,
Gotcha. Yeah.
On that side part, and so but those are the type of things where they're helping me because they understand like that I don't know some of those properties the way they do, but at the same time, they still are respecting the final decisions on stuff. Like if I had said like, well, we're gonna have to try, they would have done it.
Yeah.
What? But they're they're giving them as suggestions as opposed to saying, well, no, you can't do it that way. So there's that bit, and I think part of that has to do with being with them. Not on a daily basis, because there's shit that still has to be done in the office. But as far as like being up in the trees, cutting down limbs, and doing all the other things, and getting just as sweaty as they are, like they understand that I'm, I know what I'm doing, and I've got
the
experience. So
the first sergeant.
And my first sergeant never. He'd show up to the field to see how we were doing.
He never jumped in.
Well, no, the high speed low drag first sergeant.
Oh, well, yeah, you've told me enough about.
No, my other first sergeant that I had, he like that, because I only had two first sergeants the whole time I was in. I had the one that, three, because I had two in the tactical and then just one in the strategic. But I was only in strategic for like a year or so.
Gotcha.
Or a year and a half. Something, but that second one, the high speed low drag first sergeant, he like no field time, no nothing. But he transferred from another, like he was straight admin.
Do you have a deployment badge?
No. No. His uniform was so starched, had he been through a hurricane, he would have flown away. Like he had the wings, like it was so starched that like you could hear him put his arm through the through the BDUs, because it was the BDU days.
Yeah.
Especially summer BDUs.
Yeah.
Like those things. I mean,
you could crisp them, man. So he stayed up all night polishing boots and uniforms.
Yeah. Had that perfect roll tuck thing of the uniform into the boots, where it's like that rollover of the seam. You know what I'm talking about.
Dude, that just made me want to puke. I hate, I think you and I were so lucky that we didn't give a shit about that. My unit. That's part of the weird thing is that having gotten out and then talking to other people and all this stuff, like I realized how good we actually had it. It's like, shit, I should have stayed in for the other time. But I don't know. It's just like, I hate dress uniforms.
Yeah.
I can't stand them.
Yep.
I think I put on my dress blues maybe 3 times. I can remember twice.
Yeah, I had my greens on twice. that I can remember. Once when I went home on leave that first time, because you know, got to do that.
Yeah. Yes.
Even though all I had done was basic and jump school, but still had the beret and had the wings.
Had the jump wings,
you know,
man.
had those wings on there, so I had to do that. And then there was some thing at Bragg, like, you know, somebody came probably
by.
a general or some shit, or some bicentennial thing that happened.
But people are
whatever
like,
it was, but that was it. That was it. That was the whole.
and people were like, why? You know, and I guess civilians have this utmost respect for military. They think we are the most squared away Christian, don't drink, don't party, do everything by the books because we're told to.
Why? Wait, your unit was different because that's the way we.
But it's totally the opposite. Guys, visit any barracks, lower rank barracks. I don't care what branch you are in on a Friday, Saturday night, and you will see.
If you want to see the epitome of that, it's the 82nd barracks on a Friday night.
And everybody's like, but they're airborne. They're you know, these were your valedictorians. These were your squared away guys going off to serve their military, you know, serve their country.
These were your, well, you can go to jail or go to the military guys. Maybe not so much anymore. I don't know. I don't think that they do that same program, but they used to.
And people's like, you know, they don't do drugs. They don't. Okay. Why is there a piss test every single Monday after the weekend?
God. All the time. I hated those in my unit because my unit was so small that
you always got called.
Like if you were not deployed, you were taking the piss. Like there was no randomization of it. It was supposed to be, but it was like, well, we need at least this percentage. We don't even have that percentage
here.
And then of course you get up in rank, and then you become the gazer.
Yeah.
Because for those who have not had this fun experience in the military, they don't just hand you a cup and you go into a stall and you pee, or go into the bathroom and you pee, or do whatever. You have someone standing there, literally staring at you peeing, and not standing, like, not behind you. They literally are making sure that you don't have some kind of like little whatever bladder of pee that you've gotten from a friend of yours,
or dropping a little peel.
So there's a term for it that I will not mention here on the radio, but the second word is gazer. First word starts with a C. So
do you know that it's an MOS now?
I don't doubt it.
Like that is.
And I'm not trying to be vulgar or anything. I'm just saying, like, that's true life. Like, that's what it is, guys. That's what it is. So it was always like there was the people who were annoyed because they got picked, and then there was the people who were even more annoyed because they got picked to have to be the gazer. That was the. And by gazer, I mean GAZER, I guess it would be spelled. Like as far as like
you're glazing, you're looking,
like you're
staring.
Yeah. So.
And it's, yeah. I can.
Just so funny, like every time, like especially deployments. I swear, every time I came back from employment, I'm like, dude,
you've been deployed. How am I?
Like, where did I
get alcohol?
I wasn't deployed to an
and
opiate field. Like, I was like, come on, like, you know where I've been the last 2 months or last month or the last 3 weeks or the, you know, whatever. Like, I remember there was one time I was gone for 2 weeks. 2 weeks I was deployed for. Went on a mission for 2 weeks, flew back, and I was refitting to go, like, the same day I had to fly back out again. We came back in that morning at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I already had orders waiting for me to fly out that night, and I had to qualify at a weapons range because my weapons qualification was getting ready to be out. So I had to do that, and I had to do a jump. So I had to weapons qualify and jump in the same day, and then get on the fucking bird and go out. They piss tested me that day. They're like, hey, we need to piss. I was like, are you serious right now? I was like, okay, let me go drink some coffee or something because I'm not feeling it at the moment. Because that was the worst part, is when you'd wake up in the morning knowing that you had to do a pee test, but then you had formation, you had all these other things that you had to do, and all this other stuff going on. And what's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? You want to pee.
Yeah.
So there was times where I was just like, great. So I have to sit here and drink a bottle of water and wait for 3 hours before
before you got to go.
Just all the. Oh wait, hold on, Corey. Doug mentioned Wait, okay. I got a couple of text messages here. Hold on. Getting here. Doug, I can't remember if I gave you a shout or not this morning, Doug, when you first came on. But he said, "Good morning, guys. It's going to be an effing Thursday." He spelled it out, but I'm just abbreviating for effing.
It's going to be a freaking Thursday. A fun. It's going to be a fun Thursday.
And then what was Corey said? First 2 years, I used to sniff the bottle before a piss test. I get you. Making sure that something weird isn't happening. And then, what's an MA1? What is that? I need a translation, Eric.
What?
Corey said he took an MA1 took an MA1 to ask me why I did that.
Master at Arms First Class Petty Officer.
There you go. I knew it was a Navy thing. I said, you make sure it was clear to breathe. He died laughing and said, clear of debris. So he thought you said, make sure it was clear to breathe. That's awesome. But no, it's true, because, I mean, the thing, like, I had a couple buddies they were E4s, and they both popped hot on a test and got demoted to E1s.
Yeah.
For it. And it was marijuana is what they tested out for. And I'm just like, it was like, you gambled that? Like, just get drunk like the rest of us. Like,
yeah.
Why smoke? Especially, why use the thing that has, like, pretty much, other than what LSD has, like, the longest time in your body. You know, it can stay in your body for like 30, 45 days on an average urine test. You know, even just with one hit of it. I mean, why? Why would you, cocaine, heroin? Hello, people, 24 hours.
Yeah.
Be smart about this shit. I spent time in Bogota. I know what I'm talking about. When you got to stay up for 3 days, you pick the right thing.
Well, dude, that's what people.
I'm mostly joking, people.
No, he's not. That guy's like, and I've seen so many Navy SEALs like shoot a line of coke, like all the time. They just didn't care. And hell, dude, a lot of times they'd go on the missions high.
Oh, it's a thing. I can say from experience, like there is a height in where I am not actually. Let me go back for a second. Not promoting by any means whatsoever. Do not take this as any kind of medical advice. I am not a doctor. But there is a certain sense of clarity if you partake in certain things that I feel like helped missions in a certain way.
That's why those guys were given the stuff.
Yes.
And that's what civilians can't understand.
Yeah.
They don't. They think we are the picture perfect. They think everybody is like the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
Yeah.
Like uniforms.
Well, in like this, yeah. Like that's, yeah, you don't like.
It's not like that at all.
You just do your thing and you're never, and 24/7 too.
Yeah.
Like there's no time off. You're just I don't know, like a Roomba. You just back yourself against the wall and you just stand there until they call you in the morning. And
it is the wildest bunch of people you will ever meet.
It is. Well, and for good reason too, especially in special ops, because you're doing some crazy shit all the time. Like you were called on to do the craziest things you can imagine all the time. So you have to have something to counteract that, to balance it, and also to like help you through it in a certain extent. And to the point, I mean, like going back to, and again, not promoting weird things, but let's talk about the Nazis for a moment. That's where Ritalin came from. Because they came up with Ritalin as a way to keep their soldiers awake for 2 to 3 days at a time. So they would they would issue them tablets of Ritalin every single day, because it's basically a methamphetamine.
Yep.
And when you shorten that word, what do you get? Meth. So meth came from the military, people, not ours originally, but there's a lot of drug use in the military. There is.
But dude,
there just is. And I'm not saying that it's done in a good way or in any of those type of things. I'm not promoting it, like I said, but it's a fact of life. It is.
But weren't you glad that you didn't have to have a high and tight? Like, to me, there's nothing more sickening than
we transitioned from drug use to high and tights.
Like, I can't stand flat
I'm okay
tops.
with meth, but damn high and tights.
I'm serious, man. Like, no, but it's like...
No, I get you.
Like, it's just, I don't know.
The only difference between a high and tight and a flat top is how you comb it, basically.
Yeah, like, dude, my hair was probably the longest in the military that it ever was outside of the military.
I would almost say mine was, well, you've seen my hair.
hair.
I mean, like that was the longest I've had. But other than that, yes, I would agree.
And a beard, like
I would agree on mine. Like definitely my hair was.
People would see us and they would be like, they are not in the military. They are they are
which was
hoodlums.
Which was exactly the point.
Yeah.
We did not want to be like I had. Well, in fact, actually, everybody in my unit, we all, because you get issued the red passport. Was it red? It was red passport, like the military passport. But we all got our own civilian passports because we did not want to go through customs using a military passport, just because there's another added layer of protection.
Yeah.
Like we are not, and people say like, oh, where are you from? Oh, Europe. I'm visiting from Europe. Like if you're going through customs, obviously you have the American passport. But as far as like if people on the street ask you, I remember there was a time I was in Egypt and I was at a local souk or shop and wanted to get like a little gold chain for a friend of mine to send back to them that had their initials or whatever it was in Arabic. And I was talking to the guy in Arabic, and he was asking where I was from, and I was like, "Oh, I'm European." He goes, "Oh, I thought so. I thought so." I think just because you never divulge that. You don't say
an American
you're
soldier.
American. Like it just doesn't bode well for you in those instances. So but hair grown out, civilian clothing whenever possible, like all that kind of stuff.
We've got to wear civvies a lot. But we do have Veterans Day coming up, so let me take you to
a month from now.
Let me take you to Applebee's.
I want to go just so we can like sit back and just
watch everybody and be like, "Look, that dude. He hasn't been in the military in 30 years, and his haircut is still the same."
Mm-hmm. Always the same.
Do you still have your big airborne patch on the back of the jean jacket?
No, I don't have that jacket because my girlfriend at the time stole it from me. She like, well, she wanted to wear it, but then she broke up with me a short time later, and and still
never
had
got it back.
The jacket, yeah. So I really liked it. It was a Dickie jacket too, like black, like heavy duty, like it was like basically Carhartt type scenario. Like I paid a lot of money for that damn thing.
Well, that happened to me. I had a 7th group sweatshirt that the guys gave us because we were in Mississippi, and so we traveled over to Destin Beach at the Air Force Base there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
These guys were getting ready to go into South America. We're sitting there at their, whatever they called it, their little building. These motherfuckers showing up in damn 4-wheelers and pajamas. It's just like the coolest shit. They're like, man, here's some gear and shit. And we're like, fuck yeah. And yeah, it was a chick that I was seeing. She like stole that from me. Yeah.
Yep.
And I tried for a while. Like, can I get that back?
Yeah, that same girl stole not only that jacket of mine, but it's not. And the funny part is, I wouldn't wear it today because it's like all these patches all over. Like, I would come over here to wear it, but I wouldn't wear it out in public. I wouldn't do that. But she also stole my class ring.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, she had it for you. Like
she had it on the necklace and everything. Yeah.
She
and then,
loved you.
Yeah, loved me enough to cheat on me.
Oh well,
yeah.
True.
Yeah, I got back from a deployment and. Because we were talking about getting engaged and everything. Got back from a random deployment, one of those my pager went off type of deployments. So I was gone for 2 weeks without any kind of contact or anything. And so first thing when I got back, called her. Her friend answered the phone.
Boyfriend or her friend?
No, her friend, like
okay.
a good friend. I can't remember her name by any means, but because this was like 30 years ago. But her friend answered the phone. I recognized her friend's voice, and I was like, "Hey, whatever." I was like, "Is Erica there?"
Her name was Erica? Oh.
My girlfriend's name was Erica, yeah. Spelled with a K. I should have known.
Okay.
So and she said, "Oh, no, she's in the shower, but she'll be out in a minute." And so she starts talking me up and everything. So we're talking, and she's like, "Haven't heard from you a bit." And I was like, "Yeah, well, I've been, away." And she's like, "Well, you should come over tonight." And I was like, "Yeah, that's not going to happen." I thought she was joking. I was like a little far away to make that happen. She goes, "What are you talking about? It's only like a 30-minute drive." And I'm like, oh, like suddenly like that, the wheels turned and I went like, oh,
okay. She thought you were somebody else.
And I was like 30, I was like, it's a little longer than 30. And she's like, no, you live in, I think it was Corbett, was the town name. She's like, I mean, maybe it's a little bit longer thing. And I was like, and then before I could respond, she said, and besides, it's been a while since Erica saw you, and she really wants to see you. You know, just saying. I mean, like, you know, I know she's not here, so I can talk to you a little bit about it. And I was like, well, let's talk a little bit about it.
Damn.
So like, switched into PSYOP mode.
Yeah, they forgot who you were.
And so Erica gets you know, I hear her like kind of, she's like, oh, you know, I hear that background noise of like, and she's like, oh, hold on a second. Yeah, here, I'll hand you the phone. And so she hands me the phone, or hands her the phone, and she responds, and she goes, hey, how you doing? I was like, hey, sweetie. And the phone literally dropped on the floor. Like,
damn.
And all I hear in the background is, oh my God, that wasn't who you thought it was.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Can I get my airborne jacket back?
That was a fun, you know, Dear John type scenario or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
You had a Jody, man.
Joe, thank you. I was like trying to, in my head, I was like, that's not the right, like John is not the right word I'm looking for.
Corey, did they call them Jodies in the Navy?
Corey said, if you want it, we can do some night ops and get it back. E4 Mafia. Oh yeah, Corey. I don't even know. Like, I don't even know where she. I mean, this is.
Well, you could. If you knew her last name, you could Facebook her.
This is back in because she's changed. Because in the years past, she's gotten like married and things. Because I know I came across her a while back. So.
But like they have like a place where it stores like their maiden name.
Oh yeah.
And then just send her a message. Hey, can I get that airborne jacket back?
Dude, we're talking like. Holy shit! This was probably like 90. Well, it would have been 90. Would have been like 97, probably. I'm guessing 96, 97, somewhere around in there. Because it was when I first started going like crazy on those quick ops. So yeah, 96 probably. I'm guessing.
I was still Navy.
So
still in the Navy. Did we ever cross paths, brother?
I think. Well, we talked about this not on this show, but I think we. Did we talk about it on a show or just responding to our laundry guy, letting him know that yes, you can head straight to the center.
Oh.
Everyone
so
is
was
already
the laundry guy.
Everybody's already gone. But we talked about that as far as the shit. I lost my train of thought when that one came in. What? Okay, what was I just about to say?
We were talking about Jody's.
No, after that. Mission 96. What? Oh, cross paths. Yes, because I mentioned getting lost in Virginia Beach.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And I think it was because it was around the same time you were there. Not that you were on the beach.
Yeah, I may have been.
But
I don't know.
That's the thing. Yeah, there's.
Did you see that guy? Like he's.
There's a possibility. Yeah, wouldn't that have been hilarious if you'd like? Well, because I mean, that would have been too early for like random cameras and things. You know, it's not like anyone had a cell phone, but. Can you imagine like if it had been these days where like you're like, dude, check out, like I have a picture of you because I was like, who the hell is this dude like walking down That'd be awesome.
We got to talk about that story one day again.
We do. Yeah, now that we started a new thing. God, that was a crazy night. Crazy night.
You end up from Myrtle Beach to Virginia Beach and you don't know how you got there.
Nope. Had to hitchhike back.
You washed up on shore.
Pretty much literally. That's what woke me up was the tide coming in.
It's just like the movie with Charlie Sheen laying on the beach, Navy SEALs.
Yeah. No, seriously. Like it was.
He's like, where am I? And he had this high heel shoe underneath his, like he lifted up. And he's like,
I didn't see that movie until like after that event happened. And when I saw it, I was like, because I was watching with my buddies, like, and I was like, oh my God. Without the high heel. There was no high heel, unfortunately.
I wonder if one of the producers or something actually was there on the beach house and said, we saw a soldier.
Maybe, yeah, they got inspired. But they saw me walking down the highway.
Damn. All right, dude, we got to get to work.
Yeah. You got to get to school. I got to get to work. And all the
things.
Guys. All the things.
Thank you so much. We will see you bright and early tomorrow morning, being a Friday, here on Boots on Ground Radio. Hackibus, take care, buddy. I love you, man.
Tune in tomorrow. We'll see you. Cheers, brothers and sisters.